Okay, greetings everyone, and welcome to my Sunday, the 5th of December 2021 live stream. Hope everyone is well and managing at the moment. We have just had the pre-show in which we heard from Phil Wright, David, Misha from Oz, and Iman Pudama. In fact, Iman put a suggestion in the live chat about a story we could look at, so I'm happy to kick off with that suggestion. Overall tonight we will be looking at the possibility that, I'm not sure about you guys, but there's been a ridiculous amount of stories out there at the moment suggesting that people are keeling over with heart attacks. Is it true? Is it just more fear porn? Just imagine if you could convince someone who had taken your poison, just imagine if you could convince them there was a high chance that they might keel over from a heart condition, kind of, because I don't know if I'd say I'm a great believer. I do think there's something in the suggestion that if you believe or if you think that you've been exposed to illness, then I think you're more likely to get it. I'm not sure. I mean, how can you test such a thing? Maybe people have tried it, but yeah, so if people are out there fretting and stressing that they're going to have a heart attack any minute, at the very least it's going to leave them in a state of paralysed fear, no doubt. So yeah, are we letting... Yeah, is everything the media decide to report all of a sudden a possibility? Now, we'll see. Yeah, I am curious about whether some of the headlines we see, as with always the case, yeah, they're just baiting us a little bit. So, as suggested by Iman in the beginning of the in the beginning of this pre-show tonight, he suggested we look at Dr. Nowak's apparent murder. Again, not something I'm actually in the least bit familiar with, so it would be a bit educational for me at least. Perhaps you guys know of it. Right, I'll show my screen. Hang on, we are getting there. Nope, not that one. Okay, bear with me as I just line up my web browser. This is what the pre-show is for, lining all this stuff up, but I didn't get around to doing it. We were talking about the explosion that we looked at a couple of weeks ago at the Liverpool hospital. Again, Iman Pudama, very active in the live chat, which is massively appreciated, was sharing some of his observations, some of his considerations about that evening. Phil Wright has also shared a link to his video, which is age restricted, unfortunately, and has been removed as well by the sounds of it at different times. So, Dr. Andrea Nowak. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with this one. Stranger in a Jewish Murder. And there's a video of his wife crying, by all accounts. Doctor faces 25 murder counts. Nope, not that one. In fact, Iman, if you do have any links to anything you want to share, is it this one here out of interest? Doctor faces... Sorry, let me just... Yeah, Dr. Nowak. I've misspelled the name, that could be a part of it. Let's have a better look. How did Dr. Andreas Noah die, and what was his cause of death? Let's see. What is the official government-approved narrative on this one, if there is any? usanews.com. We will be looking at the main subject a little bit later on. It certainly seems to cover the story of the V, as it were. Right, on November 18th, 2020, so nearly a year ago, a well-known German chemist and one of the EU's top graphene experts, Dr. Andreas Nowak, was arrested by an armed police unit in the middle of his YouTube live stream. Oops, that's worrying. Hope that doesn't happen to me ever. Or are they just trying to put fear into us that you could be live streaming any minute and the police are going to kick your door down if you're not saying what they approve? I'm not giving in to the fear, that's for sure. Anyway, on November 26th, they've squeezed their number in, as always. 2021, just hours after publishing his latest video about graphene oxide and graphene hydroxide, he died suddenly. There is a video we could watch on it. It goes on for 18 minutes. I'll put a link to this one into the live chat if anyone wants to check it out for themselves. I do want to see his wife upset. Right, link to Nowak story. Yeah, Eman seems to be familiar with that story, so we'll have a look at his comment a second. He's a supposed whistleblower exposing sharp graphene nanoparticles in the spike. He was also raided by the police while live streaming last year, but it turns out he wasn't. Gotcha. Philip Wright suggests thoughts on this 6-year-old getting killed. They clapped at the Wolverhampton game versus Liverpool. Yeah, football's a complete joke at the minute, but that is a subject we're going to touch on in a little bit. I'll just carry on looking at this a moment. I do want to see this guy's wife. In this video, he reveals that Dr. Pablo Campra from the University of Almeria had recently done a micro Raman spectroscopy study of the poison and had discovered that graphene detected in the VAX was not, that's how I spell it, VAXX, was not graphene oxide, but graphene hydroxide, which is an extremely stable molecule that is not biodegradable. So it basically stays in your system forever. This is very bad news for recipients. Again, pushing the fear for those that might well have taken this stuff, but I'm not sure how big a publication USA News is, to be honest. Are they one of these, I don't know if you call them controlled opposition sort of sites like Alex Jones, for example? I can't think of what. InfoWars, that's it. Probably one of the rare kind of truthers, if you want to call him that get their channel and websites publicised by mainstream media. Yes, Eman, to give you my suggestion, to my opinion on this, after literally just scanning a very short, quite a long article, which even goes so far as to quote a script, I would say yes, this probably very much is a psyop. I did vaguely remember hearing about someone being busted by the police in the middle of a live stream, but I didn't look that closely at it. Misha from Oz, you hate Twitter. That is a shame. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I know you left this comment like a good 20 odd minutes ago, half an hour, but fair enough. Yeah, it's a way of me interacting, like one-on-one voice time with you guys, so I wondered if anyone had Twitter on their phones. It needs to be on an app, a tablet or an iPad, Android, or something at iOS, and yeah, I could have a chat with you guys. It isn't on the website, unfortunately, but right. Sorry, try not to get too sidetracked. One subject at a time. That is how I'm trying to do it from now on. Eamon tells us, referring to the raid on this doctor's live stream, Eamon says the cops later said they weren't targeting him but had warrants for every flat in the complex. It all sounds staged. That's crazy. How could the police ever be given a warrant to every single flat? Mental. Unless it was something like a halfway house for prisoners, or who knows. Right, let's see. Iman Pudama, I think the story will be bigger in Germany. Just out of interest, Iman, are you from what part of the world are you from? I'm assuming you're from the UK, but I guess you could be out in Europe. Lots of people are talking about it in the stand in the park Telegram groups I'm in, and they all believe it. Gotcha. Yeah, of course they do. These stories are designed, I believe, to catch. They're like a safety net, in my opinion, for people that see through the news at 10, for example. People that don't buy that, they know full well that they have to control the opposition, or else, or else people like me that might actually have, a channel with a relatively large audience, but they can't have that, so they give a alternative. They give an alternative truth opinion. So yeah, Dr. Noakes. We'll try and find a picture of Dr. Noakes' wife, and then we will move on from this story and go on to what we were going to suggest. Although, massive thanks, Iman Pudama, for bringing this story up, because I hadn't heard it. Let's see. Here we go. Dr. Andreas's Noakes dead. Wife gives confirmation. Okay, we'll spend a few minutes watching this video. Unfortunately, I will have to play it through my speakers, so the audio won't be very good. But yeah, I'll be back in like 4 minutes. Right, how does it sound? November 21. That sounds pretty awful, actually. I hope you guys can hear it all right. I could try and download it and play it. Let's see. Dienstag, den 23. Circa um 10 Uhr morgens wurde das Video veröffentlicht zum Thema Graphitdruck. She's pregnant. Got it. Fake pregnancy belly. I hope you guys can hear what she's saying, because I can't hear a word of it. I'll try and put on... That's ridiculous. There's no way YouTube would perfectly pick up this woman's... It's like they wrote the script to go along with this video, which is great, because it means that we don't have to have the volume up particularly loud. Yeah, as I say, I'm playing this through the speakers, so the sound's going to be pretty awful. Although I could show you guys how quick and easy it is to download these YouTube videos. Let's see, if you have a computer... I tried this the other week, and I totally made myself look stupid, because it took me ages. I couldn't download it in the end, but that was because it was age restricted, which this one isn't. Yeah, you basically, it's a matter of copying a link and then going to your command prompt. You do have to install... I'll tell you what, we'll do that another week. Right, let's listen to this woman. Iman suggests this story is a psyop. I'm kind of agreeing with him at the moment. I'm not seeing anything that convinces me that this is genuine. Typical fake pregnancy stomach as well. Right, let's listen to it.
21. Am Dienstag, den 23. circa um 10 Uhr morgens wurde das Video veröffentlicht zum Thema Graphenhydroxid. Das Video hat eingeschlagen wie eine Bombe. Zeitgleich hat Andreas ein Zoom-Call-Interview geführt mit Raltiers. Ich habe die Kamera gemacht und habe aber parallel mitbekommen, was in den Chats passiert, was in den Kanälen passiert. Das Interview hat ca. 2 Stunden gedauert und danach haben wir uns noch ausgetauscht. Kurz haben uns gesagt, wie sehr wir uns lieben, haben gelacht. Und kurz darauf wurde Andreas heftigst angegriffen. Der Angriff war extrem hinterhältig und unerwartet. Und ich habe die schreckliche Aufgabe, euch zu sagen, dass Andreas es leider nicht überlebt hat. Diese Nachricht ist extrem schockierend für uns alle. Aber Andreas ist in mir und ich bin ein Teil von ihm. Wir sind eins und alle Infos sind draußen. Wir wissen alles, was wir wissen müssen. Und ich brauche euch jetzt. Es ist jetzt an der Zeit, Taten folgen zu lassen. Es ist jetzt an der Zeit, dass ihr wirklich anfangt zu glauben. Und wir müssen jetzt einen Plan umsetzen. Wir haben nichts mehr zu verlieren. Es geht um die gesamte Menschheit. Er hat es.
Okay, that's probably it for my bit of plagiarism for this evening. I'm not going to play anyone else's videos, hopefully. Yeah, Michelle from Oz in the live chat says, suggests that she doesn't buy this person. I've got to agree. It's like someone's literally just stuck in front of a camera and is reading their lines. I mean, what's her eyes doing, is it?
Für euch gemacht. Er ist für euch gestorben.
Is she reading an auto cue? She is constantly looking at the screen in the time I've seen it when she's talking, meaning that, yep, she's probably reading off the screen. Let's have a closer look.
Er hatte keine Angst vorm Sterben, er hat es in Kauf genommen. Dass es auf diese Art geschehen muss, ist schrecklich. Es war nicht der Plan, dass er so schlecht.
She's holding that bump on pretty tight, isn't she? Perhaps she's worried that it will fall off. I'm curious who this woman is, actually. Dr. Andreas Nowak. That is the name of the actual doctor. Oh, YouTube deleted the original video within minutes. How did they know that was up? BitShoot. I'd be curious to know this woman's name. Yeah, Iman, thank you for sharing this story. It's not one I'm familiar with, but I bet this one's got an Instagram account where she shows herself lifting weights, for example. And Iman also tells us about his interest in Germany, so thanks for sharing in the live chat. Okay, as I said, we're going to go on to our the original subject, but yeah, massive thanks, Iman Pudama, for sharing that one. I'm going to leave let's just check. I'm going to leave a link to it, actually. Let's see. Ice Cube is the person who put this video up. I mean, YouTube are very quick off the draw there. If they deleted it from within minutes of it going up, not sure quite how they managed to cotton on so quick. Perhaps they're watching her. Yeah, I'm not actually in any Telegram groups. I don't know if any of you guys are. It's not something I've got installed on my phone. Perhaps it's a good place to connect with people, I'm not sure. Yeah, there is of course a link to all the sort of social media things that I'm in the description of this video. Twitter, 153 News, and yeah, that's it. And YouTube, that's the main places you'll catch me. Right, so on to our next story. Right, I actually came across a tweet on Twitter, so all credit to this person. Oh, I don't know if you've seen in the thumbnail for this video my bit of artwork. Believe it or not, that is yours truly. That is actually a picture of myself, but I edited to make myself look grey and ill, like I just boshed 8 boosters. So, as I was saying, all credit to, where's my likes? Yeah, I came across a couple of stories, well, basically headlines, and it made me think, why are they, where are we? Again, this is something I should have already prepared. Do you know what? It wasn't a like, it was a tweet, so that would be why. It was a comment I replied to. Right, sorry. Let me get back on track. Where were we? Tweets and replies. Here's one such story. We also looked at it the other week. Apparently they were blaming cannabis use on a rise in heart attacks among young people. Researchers warn that cold weather can cause blood clots and heart attacks. I've got my usual interruption now by one of the cats, so bear with me. Right, and the other one, German authorities report puzzling surge in heart disease among young soccer players. We've got that story along with others. That isn't it, actually. Here we go. German authorities, they say they are puzzled by an unusually large number of young and healthy soccer players collapsing with heart problems. What could it possibly be? This is from planet-today.com. What possibly could it be? Nowhere here does it suggest any link to anything. In fact, it just lists the problems that these footballers are supposedly having. This is Sergio Aguero. Do you think they managed to squeeze their numbers in anywhere? Man City fans chant Sergio Aguero's name during a win over Everton, with club legend set to retire from football due to heart problems. Manchester City played a classy tribute to their club legend as they chanted his name. Let's see. Apparently he suffered breathing problems during Barcelona's clash against Alves last month. He was taken to hospital for tests before being ruled out of action for at least 3 months to undergo a period of observation. They say he was announced. So basically, just before the end of his career, where are we? Sorry, we're looking for his numbers, aren't we? Let's keep reading. They'll squeeze them in. Don't worry. Where are they? I'm sure I read that he was 33 somewhere. Right, a press conference has been scheduled to announce his retirement. He was involved in Manchester City's first league title in 44 years, so they get that name in. They get that number in. Surely they mention his age. I'm sure I saw it. Let me see. Right, put it this way: he was 33, so no surprise there. Yeah, this is again. I no longer watch Match of the Day. I used to quite enjoy watching. Oh, we're going to watch a video in 1 second of something that happened on Match of the Day that I just randomly saw by accident. But apparently this is happening all the time. Just let me let my cat out 1 second. Go on then. Yeah, my cat doesn't understand what the pre-show is for. Right, where was this video we had? Okay, it's only like literally a couple of seconds long. I'm sharing my screen here.
Closed down by King and nearly made to look like a clown. Well, it appears that there might be a concern with somebody in the crowd here at Vicarage Road, and I think he might be telling the players that they need to go off.
Play was halted for 25 minutes after Watford fans suffered a cardiac arrest. Medical staff from both teams helped stabilise the supporter, who was then taken to hospital before the action got underway once more.
So we are back underway then at Vicarage Road, an understandably subdued feel.
So they had to stop a football match for probably, I'm guessing it probably ended up being 26 minutes, I don't know. So a member of the audience, I say audience, a crowd could be sorted out for a heart attack. Once again, they're just chucking heart attacks in random places. Just want to say greetings to Billy, whose channel name is Joanne Moore 64. Thanks for joining us. Can we have a vote on Australian and Uncle Charles here, please? He's left a link. Yeah, go for it. Uncle Charles. I'm wondering if that's Prince Charles you're referring to. You can have a look. Right. Yeah, anyway, just gonna, so greetings to Bill, thanks for joining us. Anyone else I've missed? Apologies if I've overlooked any comments. We will be checking them out shortly. Basically the reason of playing this, I mean, why would they really make such a big deal about someone in the audience, in the crowd, having a coronary, or what they call it, not coronary, whatever, basically had a heart problem. And so rather than just using your bog standard paramedics, they had members from the football club's medical team go and help. I'm not 100% sure that it works like that. I think basically the medics from the football teams just concentrate on their own players. I don't think they then join up and go into the audience. I'm going to call it audience because that's what they are, and start rescuing members of the crowd. It's a bit stupid. Actually, in this picture we got on screen now, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but no, you probably can't actually. I mean, how many empty seats there are. Crazy. Football's become a complete joke. And how far do you think they went with this? Did they stop at just mentioning it on Match of the Day? Again, I believe this is something which they wouldn't even include in the highlights. Why would you? People aren't. I mean, fair enough. You might mention it. You might say, "Oh, the game was interrupted," but you wouldn't You wouldn't make it part of your main highlight package. I mean, surely these games, the times they have are very limited, but it doesn't stop there. Where is it? Chelsea star. Apparently, if it wasn't for this Chelsea footballer, he saved. He was a hero. They've always got to have heroes in these fake events. Chelsea star Marcos Alonso's actions in helping fan who had a heart attack. He was a hero in this situation, apparently. Chelsea's Marcos Alonso was crucial as the supporter received critical attention versus Watford. What about the actual paramedics that worked on him? Why are they giving praise to a football fan? One of the footballers. Chelsea left-back Marcos Alonso's actions ensured immediate medical attention was given to the fan who suffered a cardiac arrest during the Blues clash with Watford. A supporter was taken to Watford General Hospital, which is in the vicinity of the Hornets Vicarage Road, but that was convenient, in a stable condition. The match was halted around the 10th minute. Referee David Coote had initially stopped play due to an injury, so he didn't stop it because people were complaining that someone in the crowd had collapsed. But somehow Chelsea's Alonso was seen furiously gesticulating towards the dugout. How he was made aware of it, who knows? It became clear that the Spaniard was trying to get the attention of medical staff. That's absolutely crazy. What was it, right in the front row or something very convenient like that? He wanted to get the attention of medical staff for a supporter in the stands. Like he's complete BS, you know? No one in the front of the crowd. So how Marcos Alonso knew that someone was having a heart attack in the crowd, absolutely ridiculous, but they got this perfect photo of it happening. So yeah, and he's got his number 3 on the back, of course. They were then led to the fan by other supporters. The individual, who Amazon Prime reported was a man, received medical attention for nearly half an hour. Why Amazon Prime have got the latest on this, I don't know. Both teams were led off the pitch and into the dressing room. It gets even stupider in a minute. It was then reported that the players had agreed not to re-enter the field until they heard positive news about the fan. Really? So I don't buy that myself. I don't think the players... They're basically puppets. I don't think that they have... Who knows? It's... not what I'm personally buying. But they certainly want people to be aware that heart attacks are happening left, right and centre. An ambulance took the supporter to Watford General, where it was announced that they were in a stable condition. And then they go on about... Yeah, it does seem to be everywhere. And I remember someone leaving a comment in the chat, or on one of my videos, saying... about all the recent heart attacks happening at these football matches. And as I believe it was Phil Wright, let me just confirm, he asked what did we think of the girl that got killed. Let me just find it. Oh, they're already here. Greetings, thanks for joining us, good to see you. I will be having a look at the live chat as Iman Pudama and Bill are mentioning a few stories. So yeah, we'll catch up on that in a minute. Misha from Oz says, was here that you looked at all the satellites Musk launched during the first lockdown last year? We did look at some, we have looked at some of the satellite launches, but I'm not sure if that was me, Misha, so I don't want to try and take the credit for anyone else's stuff. My advice to you on this one is the official government narrative is that lots of people are having heart attacks, and for me it just seems they're too willing to make us aware of that. So beware. And going back to Twitter, where I originally saw this, the comment I left, and I stand by this one. Let's see, let it load up for a minute. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Right, I said, I wonder if half, if not all these reports are put out to bait anti-spikers. Basically, yeah. Lately, football matches keep getting interrupted because someone in the crowd suffers a heart problem. I don't believe mainstream media, whatever they say, and I'm not going to start now. My thing is, this is a massively popular opinion that, I mean, I'm not for 1 second saying that it perhaps doesn't have an effect on people with heart problems. I don't know. I'm not making that call. All I know is, I mean, I'm curious, how many of you do you know that have directly had heart problems due to, well, in or around the same time that they did this sort of thing? Basically had their flavour of the month treatment. So, to be honest, I do actually know a couple of people. But yeah, I do know someone that died of a very sudden heart attack last year, not long after it all started, and it tied in. But I can't say for definite he had had it. Again, and I know sort of second-hand accounts of people getting unwell, but no one that I can thank God, and I do, genuinely thank the Most High for this, and because I don't know anyone that's directly suffered. Again, I say I don't know anyone directly. No one that I can 100% confirm is as a direct result, but just so I'm curious what the situation is for you guys, whether you guys know anyone that you can say definitely had heart problems following maybe their choice of treatment. Okay, I'm going to catch up with the live chat. Right, I don't want to read it backwards. Let's see. Eman thanks us for looking at the Dr. Nowak story. No problem. I'm not going to say this isn't something I'm going to not. Let me see. I'm not saying that story isn't something I'm not going to come back to one day, because I remember someone mentioned the Liverpool bombing in the chat once, and we quickly looked at it, and then later on, a couple of weeks later, we did a proper, we covered it properly. So perhaps we will come back to that one, Eman. Michelle asked us about satellites. I'm not sure, but I got a cracker on satellites. Check this out. I captured astronaut T. Marshburn during a recent AVA, that's where they get out and climb around, on board the ISS, shot using my backyard scope. And this picture here, apparently, get real. Perhaps, I'm not sure how familiar many people are with telescopes. Lining a shot up can be absolutely, not impossible, but they're not easy. So, to track the ISS, in order to get a photograph of the ISS, you have to have very specialist equipment. You can't just go out there with your phone. They do, well, you could, I guess, but you have to have things lined up perfectly. Looking for a telescope is like looking for a pinhole, literally. I personally believe that if you want to monitor the skies, that you're better off just doing it with your own eyes. Binoculars maybe help, but do they take enough light in? Anyway, this person claims that they've got a picture of an astronaut on doing a spacewalk, which is, that's T. Marshburn, coincidentally. And if you look down, people are buying it. Hook, line and sinker. Shameless paparazzi. Have no sense of privacy. Dude, that's amazing. The astronaut needs Paris Hilton anti-paparazzi. Even in space you can't escape them. no one is questioning this. They're all taking it that, yep, that guy captured an astronaut. I mean, it's a blurry white line. You can't see anything. How can you possibly say this, which we're going to take a closer look at now, is an astronaut? Absolutely insane. But it is enough for some people. Now, they easily accept this, but when shown, there are some great videos out there, some of which were done by, some have been put out by someone who sometimes appears in the live chat. That is Level Earth Observer, among others. They've made some great videos pointing out people on board the ISS. But for many, this picture is all the proof they need that spacewalks are really going on. Yeah, I thought that was funny. I had to share that picture. But yeah, on board the ISS, meanwhile, these same people cannot see the harnesses. They can't see the green screen glitches. As I say, if we go on to, well, go anywhere. Let's see. If you put a search in for hang wires on ISS, I'm not sure if my video would come up. It should do, because that's what I called it. Yeah, there you go. Hang wires on ISS. If you search Bing videos, my video is the first one on there. It plays music, so I'm not going to play it, but many people have put out some really good videos of glitches on the ISS. Let's see, CGI glitches. Oh, goodness sakes. Right. Let's see. NASA ISS CGI fakery debunked. NASA fails again and again. Odd TV, ODD TV. We've watched some stuff from him. Yeah, there's some really interesting stuff out there. There's a YouTube channel actually, is it Gilly Gill or Dilly Gill? I am subscribed to him, and he's done a really good breakdown. Gilly Gill. I believe that's the name of the channel. Let's see, perhaps I've got it slightly wrong. I might have to go onto YouTube, and I don't think that's him. Bear with me a minute. No, this definitely isn't him. But we will find him while this page is loading. I'm going to catch up with the live chat. Bear with me.
This entrepreneur brand logo was done by a top...
As I said, I'm done with plagiarism for the evening, so I'm not going to play anyone else's video. Maybe if we take a quick 5-minute, perhaps this guy's videos. Right, we might do a quick intermission. I don't know how long I'll be going for this evening. Right, let's look. Iman Pudama says about the Telegram groups. I've met some interesting people through the stand in the park meetings. Oh, okay. I guess that's arranged on Telegram. In fact, I would be interested to go to a stand in the park one, as long as it's not on a Saturday. I would be interested to maybe attend one. Where is it? Dillygill, that's it. This is the guy referring to. He's done some really good videos about NASA and how they fake all the ISS stuff, and epic harness fails, NASA Skylab fraud exposed. Maybe we'll watch one for a few minutes. It's really good. I'm sure the guy won't mind. I'll share a link to his channel. Yeah, if you're interested in watching NASA fakery and stuff, then yeah, I really recommend this guy's channel. In fact, I'll put a link to it now. Yeah, we will probably take a 5-minute in a minute. so I can get a drink and whatnot. Let's see. Iman Pudama. There has been traces of cocaine found near Boris Johnson's house in the Houses of Parliament. What a surprise. As Billy says, didn't quite catch the Aussie, just trying to work if it's been faked. I'm not familiar with that one. Billy, if you've got any links to share, then by all means do. It seems as if it's probably fake now you mention it. I think that it's possible. Iman Pudama says, I think it's possible footballers and athletes are having heart attacks from the jabs because they're more prone to clots, apparently. Iman, it could well be happening, you know. I get the impression they want people to be aware of it. And when you see stories like this about, not Sergio Aguero, but some other footballer, Marcos, and they make a big story. I mean, they make a big story about him pointing out some guy miles out in the crowd having a heart attack. I didn't buy it, unfortunately. And as I said, the highlight package on the way the football contracts or whatever are sold, the BBC pay huge money to show football, okay? They want to show action. They show as much of it as they can. They don't dedicate a good 2 or 3 minutes of the package to talking about some guy being the match being stopped. That's the bits they cut out. It's like if there's an injury to the player, they're not going to spend 3 minutes showing the injured player being tended to. They cut all that out, and it's the same with the people in the crowd. Most people probably wouldn't even get a mention, but this guy, they write ridiculous storylines. Crazy stuff. Right. Anyway, I was going to share the link, wasn't I? Yeah, I am going to have to take a quick 5-minute break. Philip Wright points out Alonso's number 3. Yep, of course he is. They do love their numbers. Sergio Aguero had to retire at the age of 33 because of his heart problems. Right. Billy Gill channel. I've left a link in the live chat. Right, I am going to... Oh, JT33, greetings, thanks for joining us. I do want to catch up with the live chat before I take my intermission, in which time we'll play a bit of Billy Gill, some of his stuff. Yeah, he covers he covers more than just NASA, but yeah, be curious to see about the spacesuit harness. Perhaps we'll watch a couple of minutes of one of these videos. He also does some great research into how the Hollywood effects improved. So too did their NASA's ability to show us space footage. Where's one about the mic control? Right, before we do play this though, I am gonna catch up in the live chat. I keep saying that. Right. Susan Byrne says, be aware this new strain of moronic causes heart attacks. Yeah, of course it will. Eman says it actually affects the fit more, strangely enough. Michelle from Oz asks, Billy, did he just snort some cola? Who are we referring to out of interest? Is that Boris Johnson, I hope? Right, Philip Wright again points out Sergio, 33, you're absolutely correct, he is 33 years of age. Yeah, JT33 points out that picture of the astronaut outside the ISS. Yeah, trying to capture an image like that with a garden telescope is nigh on impossible. No motion blur at 17,500 miles an hour. Michelle from Oz says your poor hubby has lots of tummy aches since it. Yeah, I'm not. Unfortunately, I'm not surprised to hear that. Yeah, I've known people who. Yeah, I fortunately, people close to me haven't had too many major effects that I'm aware of. Perhaps not all of them are kind of talking about it. Who knows? Right, I am literally going to have to take a minute or a couple of minutes break. Let's just go back down to the bottom of the live chat. Susan confirms that says the gut bacteria. Well, by all accounts, I'm not sure if you're familiar with I'm sure you are, the condition known as Crohn's, Chrones, Crohn's, which is to do with the immune system, I believe, and it does cause pretty bad stomach problem. I believe it's linked or often associated or misdiagnosed as IBS. People often get diagnosed with IBS and then later on get told they've got Crohn's disease. Again, would I trust a doctor? I suppose, yeah, I'm not going there. I do think, though, that quite often with doctors and diagnosis there's often a flavour of the month. I mean, if you've got any doubt about that, let's just look at how many times BS19 has probably been written on a death certificate. Things seem to become popular. Diagnoses from doctors seem to become popular. Perhaps that depends on what new medicines they're being. It's being suggested that they try and prescribe. Okay, right. Before we have our intermission, let's just have a last quick look. Billy has shared a link. I tell you what, Bill, we'll have a look at that when I come back from the intermission. Philip Wright says satellites are a myth. Yeah, I've heard all sorts of things about satellites. I've made videos on them, questioning basically the logic, the abilities of orbiting satellites, for example. Why would they do it? Why would they rely on computers that are floating around the equator, like thousands of miles away? How do you possibly maintain that kind of infrastructure? You don't. But then apparently the ISS go out and repair them. Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I believe space is a complete joke. Don't buy it for a second. As is the case with this guy, Dilly G. Right. Billy tells us Dan Andrews is in the link above. As I said, we'll have a look at that when I come back from my intermission. Unfortunately, I do have to play this through the speakers, so you will hear me moving about in the background. I'll be back in about 2 or 3 minutes, okay? Right, let's see. Okay, I'll be back in a sec. Oh, hang on. Yeah, okay.
When they go to throw, Stafford complete. Calvin drops it to the end zone, fumbles it, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be a touchback if he didn't break the play. They keep it on the ground. Chris Black. No signal. A fumble. And if Jacksonville has it. Goodness gracious, what a turn of events.
How long do you think it takes to become a super cool, confident Mike Chucker like these guys, as opposed to the fumbling, nervous Nelly we saw moments ago? I would say about 20 seconds prior to the interview would be all that it takes to become an expert passer of the mic. So let's have a look how they used to do it old style. Now they do the long ball, as it were, in some of the things. Here they got a pass off. That all looked pretty normal. However, when you slow it down as I've done here and have another look at it, it looks like the microphone's on a string. And I think this is why there's such a difference between the old ones. It's the technology that's improved, not their skills at passing the mic. Because let's face it, passing the mic is a pretty simple operation, unless of course it's on a string. So here we go. If we look at that, it looks like it gets pulled there. And it's not been pulled by the wire below, because the wire below is loose. I've zoomed in on it there, so it's harder to see if the wire below is, but it is loose. I've watched it. But let's just watch the handoff again. I've got this looped. So there she goes, and pulls towards him. So that is on a string. And that's why they don't always go for the long ball. They go for the handoff quite often sometimes, because they're just a bit worried about getting some pull or some swing. So it has to feel just right for them to go for the long ball, otherwise they hand it off. And just before the fanboys say it's the wire that's holding them back, there we have a throwdown field on a wire, and that is at the end of the Space Shuttle era, just as they moved on to the ISS with new CGI technology they were breaking in that could be done live. Proving my point that it's the technology that improves their performance on the mic. Okay, let's have a look at this one. This is wheel speed. Something seems to get stuck there. For this type of investigation, I find it quite useful to keep the speed going, and then to, even when we're looking at it in close up, it's easier to have it controlled by the
Okay, that was our intermission. Now I have already left a link to Dilly Gill's channel. I'll leave a link to this video in the live chat as well. Yes, Billy, otherwise known as Joanne Moore, has asked us to look at a couple of links. So we will do such things. Philip, right, sorry if you guys were enjoying that video, but yeah, by all means, go and check it out on the guy's channel. Let's see. Yeah, I did say I was done with plagiarism. Right. Oh, what was the video called? Oh, goodness sakes, hang on. Let's see. Magic on the mic. Okay, as I said, there was some suggestions, some links in the live chat from Billy, so we will have a look at them. One was, we're getting there, right. Can we have a vote on Australian and Uncle Charles here, please? We will have a look. When my computer decides to do something. Copy link. Oh. Yes, it is now 11 PM over here. I have been going since like 9:30, so I will be sort of winding down in the next half hour. Also, my computer starts packing up, so I better start shutting down some tabs, although I don't want to lose the page we were just loading up. Here it is. Daniel Andrews busted snorting cocaine. Oh wow, okay. Oh, what was that? I'm trying to get it down to, right, okay. How many people have watched it? 2,364. Again, I'm not 100% familiar with who this guy is, Daniel Andrews. I'm guessing Victoria. I'm guessing he is that really ignorant of me? Is he like the president or prime minister, sorry, of Australia? First minister or something? Just a quick bump before the state. That looks weird, I do agree. That looks very weird. But as people are saying, is it legit? I mean, they can do incredible things now with CGI. I mean, there's free apps that let you post someone's face onto another body, so they could easily stage this. Yeah, it looks legit. It looks very convincing. But let's see, what we're looking for is any signs of, well, CGI really. Let's do a close-up on it. I see now what the reference to Uncle Charlie. I was thinking we were referring to Prince Charles for some reason, but no, I'm with you now. This face changes this face does change as the video goes on. Is there signs of anything not looking quite right here? Let's see. Just here, do we see a pasted on face? We'll go back and have a look. Does that look real? Does that look like the actual person? Would anyone do that knowing that they've got a camera crew watching them? Possibly. Look at that face there, glitching off to the side a little bit. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm going to say probably one of these stories, possibly. I mean, as I say, I've literally looked at this for as long as you've been watching me look at it. Yeah, it just appears that just here there's a bit of a glitch. Maybe it's just camera blur. I mean, it does happen, obviously. So I'm not going to say definitely one way or the other, but I do think they put these pictures out, I mean, these sorts of clips out deliberately so they can say, oh, you fell for fake news. Who knows? TikTok, I think, is another YouTube, it's another Instagram, it's another controlled platform where who knows how many people watch that on TikTok. What was Billy originally asking? Was it, could we have a vote on if it's fake? Do you know what? Can I put a poll in my live chat? I'm going to have a look at that now. So I'm not too sure. Okay. If you guys want to vote in... Right. Was the Uncle Chucky video fake? Ask your community. There you go. You guys are welcome to leave for as long as this stream is running. Is that how it works? Or am I... Michelle from Oz says the suit looks wonky. Did I manage to put a... Oh yeah, a poll. There it is. It's at the top now. I'm not sure if I get to vote or not, but I'm going to say yes. I believe it is. No, I don't think I do get to vote on it. Although I could in here probably. So far, yes has got 100%. I don't think that's me. Maybe it was. I don't know. But yeah, there you go, Billy. As you requested, we have a vote on that. Just catch up. You also left another link, which we're going to have a look at. Is that the same one twice? Dan Andrews. Okay, that is the same link. Gotcha. I'm with you. DJ Carrera, greetings. Thanks for joining us. Hasn't got a suit mic on. Let's go back to that one. Oh, that's the wrong one. Daniel Andrews. Yeah, apparently if we watch it really slow, his suit looks wonky. Let's see, playback speed. Do you know what? I wouldn't ever doubt anything. I wouldn't be surprised about much, really, these days. I'm not sure if any of you ever saw a video of Barack Obama on an aeroplane in front of a load of female journalists. Right, I believe we're watching this at half speed. Yeah, again, you can see some sort of glitching. And it's kind of the way the face just suddenly comes into focus at the very end. There. Almost like, the hair. Let's have a look at that final image. I would say it's a fake, definitely. Oh, we never looked at it. Let's go and find it now. Hang on. Right. Yeah. If anyone wants us to look at anything particular, you have got a couple of minutes to. Well, you've got more than a couple of minutes, but you've got time to suggest any other things for us to look at. But yeah, thanks for sharing the link, Billy. Oh, that didn't zoom in very much, right. Yeah, I'm not hugely convinced. I don't know. It's certainly something that could easily be faked. So yeah, if you've got particularly an opinion on that, then we've had 6 votes so far. It looks pretty unanimous at the moment, but if you do believe that this is legit, then by all means get your vote in. Philip Wright says, this channel is great, deserves more subs, enjoy. Thanks, Phil, that's really good of you. Sometimes I'm doing these live streams and they seem all over the place, and I kind of feel, so I really appreciate the people that do take the time to tune in. Very nice of you to say. If anyone wants to like the video, I don't know if that makes a huge amount of difference. I'm not sure if I get suppressed by YouTube or if that YouTube's just such a saturated platform that it's impossible to grow a channel. I'm not sure. Particular videos do definitely get, if you've ever looked while we're on that subject, if you've ever looked at trending, every single video has a very common theme about them. These videos that get 53 million. Yeah, where are we? Let's see, trending, for example. Apparently, back when YouTube first started, every new video got on the front page, so there was always a chance that your videos could get featured and could get spotted. They've completely changed that now. Yeah, I'm gonna say a lot of these people are propped up. In fact, on my local news the other week, I'm sometimes unfortunate enough to be in a room when the Bullspit local news is playing, and when I see it, then yeah, there was a woman and she basically did a cat videos where she pretends to be talking in a Bristol accent, and BBC News decided to give this YouTube channel, despite being complete trash, loads of publicity. So yeah, they've got very good ways of propping up and making sure that certain videos get seen while others don't. Exactly the same on all platforms. But thanks for the kind words, Phil. Right, I appreciate that. He's also shared a link with us. Susan says you agree. That's really kind of you. Thank you very much. Yeah, JT33 says Satelloons, referring to the satellites that we looked at earlier. I'm not sure how easy it would be to find the video I made about satellites. It would probably be on my 153 news channel. Don't know how easily can we get to that. Let's see. Maybe we'll play out with that at the end. So we're playing out with my own vid, as it were. And is there a way of hiding that in the live chat? Right, yeah. We're going to do a recap, actually, before we finish for the night. Joanne Moore says, sorry, I meant, is this video fake? What video are we referring to? Billy, I hope I put the correct poll on. Apologies if not. How do we make it not take up so much? There we go. Right, DJ Carrera. His voice gets louder as he goes towards the table mic. He isn't mic'd up. Gotcha. Yeah, Susan Burns says the votes are in. Pretty sure it's fake, although he has some other nefarious goings on. Yeah, I don't doubt for a second that guy is a complete scumbag. Aren't they all? I don't actually know very much about him. It would be possibly worth... Let's see, where were we? I've gone and lost it now because I went away from the page. Oh, there we go. Daniel Andrews. Let's see what we can find out about Daniel Andrews before we finish up. Yeah, but there are always plenty of videos of politicians doing strange things. I mentioned Barack Obama. We'll have a look at that shortly. I wonder what his Instagram page is like. Do you know, I have started thinking of uploading my own pictures to Instagram. Maybe some of my thumbnails, just as somewhere to store them. I did mention it. This is my channel here. Australia's first ever mRNA drug. Oh yes, please sign me up for a shot of that any day. Sometimes big things come in small packages. Bear in mind, all these Instagram accounts are basically adverts. Yeah, all propaganda pieces. It's the first ever mRNA drug made in Australia, completely new V, developed in Melbourne and manufactured in Boronia. When was this one, by the way? 5 days ago. Do you think this will be any new variants will suddenly be announced after this one? Oh, well, this is good news. It is now one of the few places... Right. It also has the potential to fight against cancer and other diseases. Are they now relabeling the experimental mRNA treatment as now fighting cancer and other diseases? Or what they're saying is that basically it just kills your immune system anyway, so you don't no longer have to worry about any more of this. I wondered if we were going to see this guy's fake baby or fake wife. Nice orange top on for his 33 as always. This one's for Misha. We get to hear that what it will take for lockdown to end. Again, this was 5 weeks ago, 25th of October. Once 70% a double dose, then the lockdown ends. You can have 10 visitors at your home, and pubs and restaurants. I'm just curious, anyone in Australia? I know they have different rules for different states, as far as I know. The government and Dan are trying to pass a bill that gives them even more powers. What a surprise. Powers that no other state governor needs and makes that state of emergency seem mild. I do not support this bill and we should all be very worried about it. There they go, always want you to be worried. So long as you're worrying about this, that or the other, they're happy. My advice to everyone is just turn this shit off. It's genuinely not worth taking the time to worry about. Oh, here is David and his fake family. Strange shaped head on the baby, but anyone? Does it mean it's CGI? I don't know, but I can tell you what, it's weird. It's very strange. This is supposedly the wife and child of, I'm guessing, okay. Yeah, I mean, look at the shape of that child's head. I'm not sure what's going on there. Again, what I would say is it possibly looks like... Okay, what I believe they've done is... You're looking at two heads, okay? You've got a superimposed... Originally, the doll, the head was probably just flopping back here, and the head would have come to about there. I would say that was the... Well, hang on. The original doll's head probably went something like this. And then back onto the body. This bit is CGI'd on over the top. Oh. That's as far as I can see on that picture. Yeah, that's two heads on one. That's what a very common thing they do on Instagram. One head on top of another. Class of 21 vaccinated. Why would you put that on your top? What's wrong with people? Constantly going on about this particular treatment. There are over 70,000 appointments available in Victoria right now. It is a safe V, it is effective, and it is available now. And that means for the vast majority of people, it is the best they can get right now. Basically, the one that's available is the best. That's a very poor way of, that's a very poor way of qualifying something as the best available. Is that it's the only thing that's available, I'm guessing. Someone in the comments says, stick it, I'll never have it, nor will any of my family. We'll never be tested and we'll never comply. Just because you have grandeurs of relevance doesn't mean I have any interest in taking health advice from you. You are nothing more than a cancer on the state of Victoria, and the sooner you are gone, the better we'll be. I'm sure that's a very popular opinion among people. The next one, you cannot state that it is a safe vaccine when there are over 11,000 cases to prove otherwise. Stop the lies. For legal reasons, please clarify immediately if this is medical advice. But this sort of rhetoric comes from all corners. I doubt this guy had anything to do with this being... Well, that was on Twitter, apparently. If you Yeah, I think this guy's deliberately unpopular. They deliberately make him unpopular. If you miss out on work because you need to get tested and don't have sick leave, oh, hang on, we'll pay you $450, no question asked. What? If you miss out on work because you need to get tested, this is encouraging people, blatantly encouraging them to get tested. We'll pay you $450. What's that for every shift they miss because they? If you don't have sick leave, so it's I guess that's trying to encourage self-employed people who maybe, yeah, don't have just a way get tested and we'll pay you a whole stack of money. Insane. I wonder if anyone ever took advantage of that. I want to see more pictures of this fake baby. That is actually what I want to see. Here we go. Well, if this is his. Politicians never say no to a photo with a baby. Is it real? Who knows? Following the restrictions last year, we're now in the middle of a baby surge with an extra 1, 4, 2, 3 babies expected to be born. Is that real? Are they just trying to convince us that it doesn't cause... I'm not going to scaremonger. Some people suggest it causes... You know what? Infertility. Why would you let someone photograph that happening? I mean, that's such a blatant photo opportunity, you know? Clearly staged for the cameras. Right, I'm going to catch up with the live chat before I start winding down. I see Michel from Oz has shared a link, so we'll take a look at that before we wind up. Right. Michel says dictator Dan. Just got some amazing powers through Parliament. Yeah, I don't doubt it. His wife looks like a man. She looked very strange in that picture we saw of her. Well, I don't know. Is that meant to be his wife? A message from me and my family. Wow, yeah. What you're saying. Philip Wright says Dan is another puppet. Of course he is. Aren't they all? Well, my computer is on a proper go slow now. As always happens after a couple of hours live streaming. Right, is this even going to play? Okay. Do we really want to hear what he's saying? Hang on.
Everyone right to go? As I'm coming back to work, I thought it was appropriate to update you on where things are at, but also to tell you a bit more about my story, our story.
Yeah, I would say look at the width of that person's neck. Hang on. Let's get a close up. You are quite right when you say about this person's wife. It's
These
maybe
last few months.
Maybe it's just how they do things. Every single world leader, as it were, has to be walking around with someone that looks like they've just been rejected from a drag queen act. But yeah, look at that very strong, powerful neck. Right, like he's Philip Wright says, like he's going to take coke when the cameras are rolling. Absolutely agree. Of course, you're not going to. However, I did mention this. Right, how long does it take for? How long does it take? Yeah, who was the guy? Barack, find the video or not? Can't even spell his name, but Barack Obama on plane with reporters. And now for me, this, if we manage to find the video, I don't know if we will. Perhaps it's been suppressed. Here we are. Oh no. President Obama showed off erection. Yep, this is the one. Now again, why would any politician, why would anyone do this? For me, it's just trying to convince us that Barack is a real, probably just, he's the opposite to that Jacinda, the New Zealand Prime Minister, or whatever she is. I think it's a prop, basically. I reckon this is just a prop. He knows he's being filmed. Is that even him? Who knows? But oh, I said it's an aeroplane. I assumed it was. Yeah. Is that an aeroplane? It looks very square and blocky. Who knows? Yeah, weird story. So they do ridiculous things in front of the cameras when they're told to, I believe. Yeah, as Michelle points out, the neck on her. Philip Wright says TikTok is for retards. Never used it, can't comment. But it just looks like another one of these platforms, just like Instagram, which I do happen to be on actually. Yeah, I will share a link to my profile actually, because like I said, I am going to start sharing. I am going to start sharing pictures, maybe my thumbnails to it. Let's see, bear with me. Just got to get back to the live chat. I'm on Insta. As I said, I've not put anything on here yet, but I actually did it so I could leave a comment on a few Instagram accounts. I'm not actually sure. How do you have notifications? Who knows? I thought there was a way it tells you. I don't know your messages. No idea. Okay, right, we will have a look at the link shared by Michelle from Oz, and then we're going to wind down for the night. Oh, I see Philip Wright's also put a link in. Let's see, we'll open both of these. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Right, we'll have a look at that in a minute, Phil. I'm curious who and what it is, where it's from, sorry. This is from Tell Me What You Love's Back.
I think I'm entitled. You want answers. The truth.
There's a little bit of copyright infringement there, and on live chats they are very. Oh, it's looking at CGI and fake space. That does look like a really, very appropriate video, Phil. Thanks for sharing. If people want to watch that, then follow the link shared by Phil Wright. Finally, we could play out on it, but as I said, I don't want to plagiarise any more this evening. Oh, thanks, Michelle. Yeah, that was a picture of this. Yeah, that's something definitely not right going on there. Probably with both of them, to be honest. I mean, they probably both got fake noses. They probably both got yeah, they're probably very little genuine and real about either of these people. Who knows? But yeah, thank you for sharing the picture. Right, Michel says, if the V doesn't sterilise enough transing kids will. Yes, it does seem to be a pretty sustained attack on basically the mental health of people. If you are unfortunate enough to believe what you see on mainstream media, then life is not going to be great. I do feel very sorry for anyone that takes this rubbish seriously. That's why I like to do my little bit and try and spread, try and question it, scratch beyond. Are they just trying to frighten us? Is that all they've got left now? I notice now, talking about baiting as the title of this live stream has been our mainstream media trying to bait us. French politicians spreading fake news about fishing. I thought that was appropriate. Bitter claims fact-checked. This supports the idea, this is from the Daily Express, that it's basically trying to control what fake news is. I mean, let's say everything mainstream media ever share, maybe not everything, but the majority is what could easily be referred to as completely fake. They would like us to believe that every single interview gets fact-checked by these people. However, apparently some fishermen made a random comment about foreign interests, fishing quotas, etc., etc. However, these claims have been robustly denied by the government, and it was so heavily denied that they decided to quote word for word everything that was said. I mean, literally word for word. He said, quota entitlement is attached to a license, not the vessel. And they quote him verbatim on every single thing he said. So it clearly cannot be that fake by the look of it. I mean, perhaps it is truth. Perhaps it is a way what they're talking about. If you're a fisherman in Europe, then this is probably a big deal to you and might be of interest. But to me, it just looks like they're wanting us to believe that there's fact checkers out there who are protecting us from people that want to spread rubbish, when the reality is that the mainstream media are all about spreading rubbish. Rubbish from start to finish, unfortunately. And that is where we're at. And that is where I'm going to leave you for this week. I would like to say a huge thank you to everyone that's taken the time and trouble to tune in tonight, especially those that have commented in the live chat. Right, and before we finish, I'm going to close the poll. Let's see how it went. 100% that video is fake. Thanks to Billy, otherwise known as Joanne Moore, for suggesting that one. In fact, Billy's shared an image. We'll try and have a look. Hang on. A reference to Mad Max 2 response. Thanks for sharing the link. I'm just curious where it goes. Oops. Bill, thanks for sharing. I'm not quite sure of the relevance, but Yeah, it seems to be a write-up about Mad Max. Is that what you meant to show? If not, never mind. Thanks either way. Yeah, it was an image of Mad Max. Sorry, I'm being a bit slow. I do start struggling to follow the gist of things after a couple of hours on video. Right, I am of course going to be back in the next week. I generally try and do every Sunday, so unless for some unforeseen circumstance I don't manage to get on. Michelle from Oz says she doesn't even believe the weather forecast. Do you know what? How it seems to me, the weather forecast, well, I say the weather forecast, I've got like a weather app, so I'm sure a lot of people do, and literally they change their forecast daily. They don't keep, it's almost like they try and suggest every different possible outcome that you would expect in, say, December, which we're in now, with the knowledge that one of them's going to be right. It's a bit like fortune telling, I guess. When you get what they call charlatans, is it, or fake fortune tellers, and they just keep chucking enough information at you, hoping that something's going to stick. And I think the weather forecast is probably done in a very similar way. Susan Byrne is saying good night to us. Thanks ever so much for joining us, Susan. Huge thanks to everyone. I'm going to start with, let's have a look. Michelle from Oz was the first one in the comments this tonight. Eamon Pewdama, thanks. Philip Wright. Let's see who else. David joined us earlier on. I hope you're still with us. Oh, there's Phil Wright and Philip Wright. That's confusing. I got to ask, are you two one and the same, or am I getting a bit confused here? Iman Pewdama, I definitely mentioned you. We heard from Jade. They're already here. I hope you're still joining us, mate. Joanne Moore, otherwise known as Billy, who suggested the... who suggested the poll that we did tonight, which was unanimously 100% agreed that it was fake. JT33, hope you're doing well. We played out on your video the other week. Wonderful stuff. Anyone else I've missed in the live chat who might have popped up? DJ Carrera, thanks for joining us as always. And I reckon that is pretty much everyone that's taken the trouble in the live chat tonight. Apologies if I have missed you. By all means, get in there and let me know. And I'll certainly give you a shout out. Yeah, it's massively appreciated. I always enjoy catching up with you all in the live chat. As I said, this week I did try doing a space on Twitter where other people are able to join and you can talk. So I might try that in future. Probably try that again next week. I'd like to hear from people. Have a proper one-on-one discussion. It's always good to catch up. Right, Joanne Moore says Dan's wife. Yeah, gotcha. Sorry, I'm with you now, Billy. Yeah, I'm a bit slow. As I've often said, my comprehension sort of starts falling apart after a while. Yeah, but I'm with you now. I got you. The wife of in that picture does it very odd. I mean, is that even supposed to be a woman? Anya Teasdale. Huh. That is certainly someone worth looking at. Alright, I'll tell you what, we'll go back to my screen just to... Well, actually, you can all click the link shared by Bill of Mad Max. Right, we're going to play out this evening with a video that we actually played in on. So if you were with us right at the beginning, then you have already watched this. If not, this video goes back to 2020, April 2020. And yeah, it's just a video I thought we could play out with to save plagiarising other people's work. I thought we'd use one of my own. Yeah, huge thanks to everyone. I will be back again shortly. Hope you all have a very good week, and massive thanks to everyone who took the time to join in. Joanne Moore, are you saying Dan's wife is... Alright, I tell you what, I will share the picture there, and as you took the trouble to share the link, I will share the picture. Where is it? It's up somewhere. Here we are. Here we go. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That does. Oh, now it goes to small pictures. Yeah, I'm guessing you're referring to this one here. The blonde one at the back. That's surely not meant to be a woman. But yeah, it does actually, now you mention it, have more than a passing resemblance. Let's see. Have we still got his Instagram account up? I don't think we do, actually. My apologies. I'm sure we could get back there quite easy, though. Yeah, sorry, I'm totally with you now, Billy. There it is, more than a passing resemblance between... There is more than a passing resemblance between this woman here, or supposedly woman, and who you put on that picture you shared. Here we go. I want to line them up next to each other, but I'm not having much luck at the moment. He's still gassing. Right. There you go. You can just actually, yeah, I'm with you now, Bill. It's almost identical likeness. You're absolutely correct. There we go. Oh, why does it keep doing that? Yeah, that's as good as I can get the two pictures together. Hang on one sec. Just before we close out, we will make this comparison between these two. Yeah, I totally see it now. These two. They could have been separated at birth. Why is it doing that? Yeah, nice one, Bill. Sorry, I see it now. Sometimes it takes me a little while to catch up with some of the comments. They seem a little bit out of context, so yeah, forgive me. But yeah, that's brilliant. I'm catching your drift, my friend. Yeah, massive thanks to everyone, okay? We are done for this evening. I probably said that about 100 times now. Alright, I'm muting myself. I'm saying that. Yeah, Susan Burns says spot on, absolutely correct. You are. Alright, guys, have a wonderful week. I will be back with you soon, and this is some ancient video that a video from April 2020, which we can play out on. Alright, laters all. Have a good... Take care. Philip Wright, all actors, completely agree. Okay. Cheerio, good night, everyone.
Hi everyone. Now, while the masses have been leaning out of windows and daring to walk into the street to applaud the supposed NHS heroes, big multinational companies have been trying to figure out a way to cash in on the whole thing. I will just say, you've got supposedly all these people here applauding. This all took place at 8 PM. This is a one of the early ones they did where it was still dark at 8 p.m. And this is kind of beside the point, but I'm just going to show this. This is supposed Prince Andrew's children applauding. Notice one thing. Why was it daylight where these kids are and everyone else is in darkness? Perhaps that was pre-recorded and they weren't out applauding at 8 p.m. at all. Anyway, that's besides the point. We'll go back to the multinational companies that have decided to cash in. I'm sure you're aware of, well, I hope you're aware of how charities work. In every case, the fundraiser always takes the lion's share of the donations that are made. So when you see a company like Deliveroo to deliver 500,000 free meals to the NHS workers on coronavirus frontline, you don't have to read far before you realise that all these companies, for example, Heroes in the Health Service will be able to tuck into a free Pizza Hut or Itsu, as the food delivery service received hundreds of thousands of donations from restaurant goers eager to help the fight against the virus. The headline reads that it's delivery making the meals available, but actually they're relying on donations. No one wants to donate to these poor people that have to actually deliver in the middle of the so-called pandemic, but they can be forgotten. It's the actual NHS staff. We'll go to Deliveroo's website. Partners, their teams and generosity of our customers, we're making 500,000 meals available to the NHS workers. So they're asking you to donate to a cause where you get to feed members of the NHS. Now they're offering either free food at work or a voucher for £20 for NHS workers to use at home, not currently available. This isn't an option. Apparently only started on the 14th of the 4th, we're now the 19th as I'm writing this, and supposedly the popularity of the vouchers, over 50,000 have been claimed. We hope to make more available in the future. So that's not really part of the offer, that these restaurants will donate directly to hospitals, but look at the companies involved, okay? The company's asking you to give your money to feed these NHS workers. American Express, Reuben Foundation, Coca-Cola, Ben & Jerry's, Magnum, Bridgepoint, Le Parisien and Q-Over. Why don't they put their own hands in their pockets and donate? Why are they going to the public to fund this? And of course they're not the only ones doing it. Now this isn't asking you to donate money as such, but it is encouraging you to show your love for our NHS heroes, as well as mentioning the Deliveroo generosity. And like I said, for every £1 you donate to Deliveroo, because they are the fundraisers, they'll be able to take 90p out of every £1 and as the fundraisers, and 10p goes towards actually covering the cost of the meals. Show your support for our NHS heroes. This is another interesting one. At Chronicle Live, we're proud to be part of the NHS Heroes campaign. We aim to make sure all the amazing people of this wonderful organisation know exactly how much they mean to the nation. Alright, we're asking you to show them love by helping us create a living map of gratitude from every corner of Britain. By dropping a heart on the map, you're saying you appreciate the efforts undertaken daily in the NHS. It's a strange one, this actually. All they want you to do is click this button. Oh no, that's their advertising bit. All they want you to do is click this button here and you'll get to add a message like Kaylee, thanks a million. Morgo, we love and light, may love and light be with you. But of course you cannot go to a website these days without seeing, please see our privacy notice for more information on how we use cookies. And reading down to it shows just how they harvest all your information, what rights they've got to do with that information and what they do with it, and that involves selling it on to places outside the European Union, under which these laws are actually we rely on following legal bases in the EU, of course, but as they already say, they will sell it to places outside. Here we are, we're based in the UK and Republic of Ireland, but sometimes your information may be transferred outside the European Economic Area. If we do so, we'll make sure that suitable safeguards are in place. Once they're outside the EU, they're no longer obliged to follow any of these legalities that they talk about. So that all you're doing now is just giving them right to your information and how you use your computer and stuff, and they'll track you from there. No, I personally am a little on the suspicious side of the whole corona pandemic. We've just heard that another 3 weeks of our liberties will be restricted, where we aren't supposed to be going out or visiting family and stuff, all in case we catch a bug, which is ridiculous. But anyway, okay, and let's not forget, of course, that the whole reason we're raising money to feed these people, who are actually probably among the few people that are still in paid employment, are supposedly overrun in what is being compared to like a war zone, with bodies queued up waiting to be treated. At least that's what we're told. But many hospitals, and they're deserted, and these nurses somehow have the time come out and start applauding. I mean, what about all the patients they're supposedly dealing with? Excuse me, nurse, I desperately need a painkilling injection. Well, yeah, tough shit, I'm going outside and clapping and having my photo taken. I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. Of course, they've got their fictional characters involved just to make people think that they're doing some sort of good. But of course, as we saw with the kids, they seem to be doing it at a different time to everyone else. Joke. Well, by all means, share your thoughts and opinions, and as always, thank you for watching.